I request now Mr. Harmeet Chawla, Managing Director, Edgecorp Realty Private Limited, and he is going to talk about
the topic itself, which was given, which is the vision, the way real estate is moving. So I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on this. I'm not going to go into what everyone is doing because this is not right. Can you hear me now? So what I was saying is, since I have 5 minutes, I'm probably going to take these 5 minutes to talk something different, because what I hear on the dais is pretty controversial, and there is never end to that debate. It can go on for hours and hours. There is a plus and a minus. We all have our points. What I want to really present today is that, since we're sitting, I understand finance is a problem, I understand land is a problem, FAR are issues, but what I really want to talk today about is about, are we really, as an industry, as a country, do we have any vision about real estate? Is what has happened till now anything worth really talking about or writing about 150 years down the road? I really don't think so. We have a mindset which is unfortunately me, and me. So the me ends with money, the me starts with money. Is our real estate or our development really about us? And when I say us, we're talking about everyone in the stakeholder. We're talking about the government. We're talking about the people who are living. We're talking about the developer. A simple fact is today with the development that we're doing, what are we leaving our children behind? What is the kind of development? Somebody intelligent came out 10 years back and said, we need to have work and play, something like that, where you stay, you work close by. Brilliant idea 10 years back. But where has it landed us? The guy who wants to work in the office, he really can't enter because the policies don't allow him. The poor guy who's working inside the office can't reach his office. What is it that my kid can do? He needs to drive about an hour and a half to study, come back, and the best thing that he has is probably go to the mall. Where is the intrusive growth? Where is the planning? What is sustainable development? Sustainable development is, in the true sense, where we're preserving a natural resource. It's a compact city where people have a lifestyle. It's not about the marble. It's not about the granite that's put inside the house. Mall is not my way of life. Mall is something which is where I can go. It is necessary. Do we have enough cultural centers where we can walk? Do we have enough town halls? Do we have libraries for our kids? None. Forget that, we don't even have crematoriums. What kind of real estate planning is that? We merge our high density, low density within one area. We don't have any planning in terms of that we need to earmark that this is where the low density is going to be. This is where I'm going to do my high density, and if this is where my high density is going to come in, then I'm going to plan the next 50 years and 30 years in terms of sewage, in terms of electricity, in terms of road, everything there. The infrastructure is a very integral part of it. Sadly, it seems, I think, sir, you would probably be the better judge on this because you're at a higher pedestal on these things. I don't think the government either hears us or is interested, and to be very honest, I think 98% of the real estate developers are also not bothered. And we unfortunately don't involve our public, and the person or the stakeholder eventually is going to use the real estate. He is not part at all of the decision making as to where he is going to live and what is the kind of lifestyle he wants. Today, a real estate consumer has to pay to walk in a park. That's the selling point, ironically, in a group housing. I'm going to make a jogging track for you. We have the earth which is given to us. It's a precious resource, agreed. But we don't walk because we don't have the streets. We don't have the footpaths. Sunita Narayan decides to take a cycle and go on a bike and she gets it. We pay money to developers, and I mean, with all fairness to the developer, he's giving you a jogging track in a 12-acre because that's, unfortunately, you can't walk on the road. But is that something that we should be paying for? Is that part of our lifestyle? Walking should be free. We should have the moment to enjoy our walk. And that's how great cities, be it New York, be it Manhattan, be it Los Angeles or Paris are made on. They also have people, they also have millions of people. Real estate is being done over there also. But it's the vision. The question is the vision. Do we have the vision to do the real estate that way? Are we going to use every inch of our FAR and land everywhere possible to make money? Or are we really going to leave some kind of heritage or something for our future? I mean, land is never a problem. We can always move 100 kilometers ahead. But the point is, are we really going to utilize that 100 kilometer and its stretch? Are we really going to plan? Do we have roads for the next 100 years? We don't even have sewage systems. So I think the fundamental question beyond the money, I mean the point which Vineet and everyone on the dais raised is very pertinent. You don't have the money, you have a credibility issue, you have transparency issues. But it all stems from the fact we don't have any vision. We can be very great visionaries in terms of the kind of buildings we want, but those are isolations. Somewhere I think the government is lacking on that. I mean, the government is lacking probably on everything. We can't blame the government, but at some point we need to be accountable for our own this thing. I think it's a divided house in real estate. We can fight each other on competition based on our competencies, but I think as a real estate industry we should be one. I've spent about 16 years, I'm fairly still young, but in 16 years that's what I've seen. I've probably interacted with thousands of customers, and they have no reasons to be really happy about what is happening. So the question I think comes from the fact that we all need to, everyone sitting in this room or everyone who's, the best part about this country is everyone walking on the road is a real estate guy. From a guy who's selling pan to a guy who's sitting anywhere. We understand real estate. Probably a Panwadi can tell Reja Saab and me how to do real estate. That's the beauty. He'll tell you, sir, ये रोडी सीमेंट ऐसे लगेगा, ये ऐसे होगा, ये ऐसे होगा, ये ऐसे होगा. उसको ही पता है. तो फ्री टाइम में वो भी ठेकेदारी ढूंढता है. So we have a huge market. Everyone wants to do real estate. Everyone wants to be part of real estate. Whether it's a guy sitting in KPMG or it's in Accenture or in Intel or in Reja Saab company, everyone wants to do real estate. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. And that's probably the reason why the market is dynamic. We have markets for everyone, and it can take. We can have our hiccups. There are times, yes, next maybe 2 years are going to be tight, but so what? You don't kick your kid out of the school just because he didn't get marks good in 5th grade and you say, no, I won't send you the 6th. He's got chance to improve in the 6th and the 7th grade. Probably by the time he clears his 12th exam, he might be a topper and go to SRCC. Just based on the 5th standard result, you can't assume that your kid is going to be uneducated. So I think there's still hope for this industry, both on transparency and vision. I think nothing has gone wrong. What we need to go back is really think, deep thinking in terms of the kind of development infrastructure we're laying. Because the way we are going right now, I mean, the great buildings, iconic buildings which are individual. And last but the least, it's like, a guy who's 6 feet 5 inches tall who enters a party of 200 people who are all 5'2". So he's the guy who's the odd man out. What I mean to say is that today whether you make tall buildings, you make low buildings, or you make these cannot be in isolation. There has to be some kind of proper vision in terms of the kind of development you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Harmeet. That looked more like from customer's perspective. But sir, one thing is very, very true, that we need to look at real estate from the perspective of the requirement of the people. And as long if we are able to understand the entire requirement and dynamics and work around it, I think that will be more successful.
So just coming in, I'm not really talking about from the point of only the customer, but the point is, if this is what is implemented, the questions which our panelists raise about credibility, about finance, about the way we're doing, I think all will fall into perspective eventually. Will. What I'm trying to bring to the larger perspective is, this is just one part of the kind of development that should happen. But end about day is we're talking about the vision. And that vision encompasses everything. Be it delivery, be it the way you're selling. That's where it starts.
Absolutely agree and absolutely correct. But the problem here in India, because I have been interacting with all state governments at the senior most level, whether it is a political level, whether it is a top bureaucracy level, their interests and requirements are different.
Exactly.
And our public and common man's interests and requirements are different.